Hey YouTube, how you guys doing today? I don't usually use the actual recorder on this thing, so I might be a little slow. I'm using the YouTube recorder because my camera on my computer doesn't really want to record the photo booth right now. I'm not really sure what's going on. I want to talk a little about what it's like to be so open about who you are and to go on a television and to speak at schools and to kind of, I wrote a blog a few days ago and I used the words have trans tattooed on your forehead, and that's kind of the way that I live my life. That it's not something that I hide from anyone. Um, and I think I'm trying to think of the best ways to word this. I didn't really plan this video, and you may notice I do that a lot, and it's because I try my best to just speak from the heart. So I'm gonna just talk a little about how that feels. Um, First of all, to walk into a school, and first of all, when I walk into a school and I meet with the principal or I meet with whoever got me to go to that school, um, I walk in knowing that they know what I'm there to speak about, even if the students don't. And I've talked before about how I don't always go in. I usually ask them to not tell them what I'm there for because it helps our process for me to stand in front of a room and them not to look at me and see a transgender man or a transsexual man. It helps our process for them to look at me and just see a man who's about to give them a lecture or whatever on something. And they usually, like I've said before, think it's about drugs or alcohol or whatever. Not that those are not important things. But when I stand in front of the school and I tell them what I'm there for, they all go like they're. It looks so stupid. Um, they're all there, surprised at what I'm about to talk about, and I think that's really awesome. But then again, when I walked into that school, everyone knew my story. They all saw the news. They all hired me to be there for a reason. So there's no hiding who I am in any situation in my life. My family knows, everyone at my school knows, and I'm really open about it on Facebook. And now I've been on television, so I have people who come over to me I've never met before who know. And that's been a little different than I'm used to because I've never been in a situation before where I meet a stranger, someone who I've never met before, no matter how much they know about me, who knows about me. And that's kind of scary. When I'm at school, everyone's heard a story, heard a story, heard a story. So it doesn't surprise me when someone comes over to me and they go, are you Aiden? Are you that guy who, whatever? And that's cool with me. But when I can walk around Grand Central Station in New York City and have someone come over to me and go, I think I saw you on TV, that's been a pretty cool experience. And I've gotten a couple of those. I've actually gotten way more than I thought I would of people who watch me on television, who watch my mom on television, and will actually come over to me and be like, I know you from somewhere. And it turns out that they watched the interview. And that's really cool for me. I'm really proud of the impact that it's made. And as I've said in my past videos, it wasn't about that for me. It wasn't about the impact that it's going to make for me, as incredible as it's been. It was about showing the world what an accepting parent looks like. Showing the world that I have a mom who 100% has loved me and accepted me since the day that I told her that I was a lesbian, and since the day I was born. And that's never faltered. And I really think for our community, that was something that needed to be seen on TV, because I've seen other people do interviews with their parents. I've never seen one with a parent who was ready for the interview. I've seen parents who get in interviews and call their child by their opposite pronoun, and no offense, these things are great, but in parts they're bad for our community too, because they show that sometimes our family can't even accept it, and it makes other people fear. If your family can't accept it, why should we? And I've seen it happen hundreds of times, which is why I say this, which is why you should not be getting in front of a camera until you're ready to tell the story, and you're ready to tell the story right. And I think that was why it was so important to me that I have some really good friends of mine who've done interviews with their parents, and I don't think their parents were prepared to be on that interview. It made some of my friends not look as good, not tell our story the way it needed to be told. See, now in my interview, I believe that I didn't do the best job, but my mother sat in front of that camera and she kicked its fucking ass. So maybe I wasn't prepared enough. Maybe I wasn't ready enough. I won't ever know. And I won't ever know if I did a good enough job. All I can tell you is that I've gotten other options. That this ABC interview is leading to more and more things. And that's what's making me really proud. That it didn't just have to stop here. But this is my opportunity to get involved enough that I can actually make a difference. So, basically, what I wanted to talk about, and I don't know that I got there in the 5 minutes and 37 seconds that I've now been talking. I don't know that I've gotten to this yet. But for some people, living stealth is their dream. It's what they fight their whole lives for. And it's never been something that I wanted. And being part of this community, and I'm not saying that if you're stealth, you cannot be part of this community, because that is not at all what I'm saying. But to be openly part of this community, to make a difference for this community every day, that's my dream. And it's one that I'm fighting really hard for. I talked about in the interview that I want to work as a transgender therapist. I want to be a consultant for young people trying to transition who don't know what type of questions to ask doctors because they've never been through it. They're scared. I'm scared. I'm scared for every surgery ahead of me. I'm scared about every surgery that I've had. So I want to make it easier on people who come after me. I want to make a difference. And it's kind of a scary thought for me because part of me would do anything to be seen as a man every day. But a bigger part of me is so fucking proud of the trans man that I am. So I think my main point of this video was to share a little bit with all of you that the recent endeavors that I've gone under and everything that I've done, they are exactly what I wanted them to be. And I may not be the exact type of trans guy that you are. Everyone's unique. We all have our own fingerprint. We all have our own identity. My identity works like this. And it's happy like this. So I'm really happy.